about us linking with you.
Don't matter what you heard, nigga. This is our corner now. So either you work for us, or you don't work at all.
This my corner then. So y'all need to step the off, no doubt.
Corner's yours, baby.
I don't give a how many you drop, how many corners you take. You will never be above me. Hell, you can't even see me.
To make peace with lose death, you have to find God.
I don't need forgiveness. I need my brother. I don't want that for you.
It's not about what you want. It's about what I want. And I want to be with you.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because I love you.
I've been here before you, and I'm gonna be here after you gone. Talking to you. Slip up my count. What's your name?
Whatever you want it to be.
Tough as it is to lose all your old friends, the shit you really need to worry about is your new ones. Cause you can't trust new friends. Not ever.
Yes, sir. What up with it, YouTube? What's the deal with y'all? What's up with everybody? What's the word? I go by the name of DC, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Power Book 3, Raising Kanan Season 5, Episode 3. And I'm going to be breaking down this episode and giving y'all my recap to Episode 3, and letting y'all know some of my thoughts and theories going into these next upcoming episodes of Raising Kanan. But before I do that and get into this video, as usual, if you're coming across my channel for the first time and you like power content like me, tap in with me and hit the post bell notification button to support the channel and to get updated on all power content I post on my channel. Hit the like button and the hype button as well to help this video get recommended across the algorithm. And y'all leave y'all thoughts down below in the comment box, so y'all let me know y'all thoughts about episode 3 overall. Now, first things first, I gotta give a shout out to Joseph Secor, aka Tommy Egan, because for those who don't know, Joseph Secor made his directorial debut by directing this episode, and I feel like he did a good job by directing this episode, bro. I feel like your boy Joseph Secor killed it. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him and show some love to Joseph for making his directorial debut in this episode before I got into this recap. But far as my thoughts about this episode, bruh, I feel like this was a solid episode. This episode was definitely entertaining. I would rate this episode a 7.5 out of 10, but I am ready for them to pick up on the action a little bit more and start dropping off a couple of more characters in the show. Because don't get me wrong, Season 5 has definitely been great. The storytelling throughout Season 5 so far has been immaculate. But like I said, bruh, I'm ready to see them knock some heads off and drop off a couple of more characters in the show. We only got 5 more episodes left, and we ain't really been seeing nobody get dropped off like that, or just seeing some action take place throughout these first 3 episodes. That's my only negative thing that I have to say about Season 5 so far. Other than that, Season 5 has been immaculate. They just need to speed up the pace, in my opinion, when it comes to them wrapping up certain character storylines and dropping off these characters in the show, far as Snaps and Pops, Stefano, and anybody else that isn't going to make it out of this season alive. I'm ready to see them pick up the pace on that part. But getting into this recap, I'm going to start the recap off with talking about Jukebox making a deal with Detective Garcia in this episode and using him as her inside connect in the NYPD, along with Marvin making the decision as well to let Jukebox work with him and get into the drug game. Because in this episode, Jukebox decided to roll back up to Garcia's house and warn Garcia to leave her family alone. We all know in episode 2, Jukebox almost caught her second body in that episode by almost taking out Detective Garcia, but she held back on doing that because Detective Garcia was with his kids and his wife. And during this conversation between Jukebox and Garcia, Jukebox told Garcia that she could tell based off of the way that he's living that Garcia is having financial problems, and she knows that whatever the NYPD is paying him isn't enough to support his family, especially since he got a new baby on the way. And instead of Jukebox taking out Garcia in this episode, which I thought was going to happen, she decided to offer to help out Garcia with his financial problems in exchange for Garcia helping out Jukebox, aka using Garcia as her inside connect in the NYPD. And at first, Garcia was trying to act like he wasn't interested in this deal that Jukebox was offering him, trying to put on this persona like he a good cop. But money talks and the BS walk, bruh. Money talks and the BS walks. And everybody in this show got a price, goddammit, including Detective Garcia. Because later on in the episode, Garcia pulled back up on Jukebox and agreed to Jukebox's offer, giving Jukebox a note with the amount of money that he wants out of this deal between the both of them, and threatening to kill Jukebox if she screws him over. And even though Jukebox was able to make this deal with Garcia in this episode, I still believe he's going to be a problem for Jukebox in these next upcoming episodes of Raising Kanan, especially if Jukebox doesn't figure out a way to pay him the money that she owes him. And based off of the episode 4 trailer, it's definitely looking like Jukebox might have a hard time figuring out a way to pay Garcia his money. So Later on in this episode, as Jukebox was gathering her thoughts and thinking about the deal that she made with Detective Garcia, Marvin came home and began to have a conversation with Jukebox about everything that's been going on with Marvin, far as him grieving the loss of Lulu, trying to find Unique, balancing his relationship with everybody in the Thomas family, and just talking about all the stuff that Marvin has been dealing with so far throughout season 5. And Jukebox suggests to Marvin that her and Marvin should leave town and get away from all the stuff that's going on in Queens so they ain't gotta deal with none of that stuff anymore, which Marvin refused to do. And when Marvin refused to leave town and insisted that Jukebox should leave town instead, Jukebox straight up told Marvin if they weren't going to leave together, then Jukebox wanted to stay in New York City so she could work with Marvin and help out Marvin and look after him. And we all know that your boy Marvin has been trying his hardest to keep Jukebox as far away from the drug dealing lifestyle as much as possible, and been encouraging her to take a different path and be different from him. But when Jukebox told Marvin it's not about what he wants and it's about what she wants, and telling Marvin that she wants to be with him, as well as telling Marvin for the first time in this show that she loves him, Marvin folded and decided to let Jukebox help out and get involved in the Thomas family business by having Jukebox working at Shirley's bar and helping out with making sure that she collects all of Raquel's money from Flossie's escort workers. And can we honestly just show some love to both Haley Kilgore and London Brown, goddammit? Can we show some love to them? Because both of them honestly carried this episode in my opinion, goddammit. Both Haley Kilgore and London Brown was acting their asses off throughout this entire episode, bruh. And that scene between Jukebox and Marvin in this episode when Jukebox told Marvin for the first time in this show that she loves him is arguably one of the best scenes from this episode in my opinion. London Brown has really been killing it all season long, and if you personally ask me, bruh, he's been carrying season 5 on his back. I know it might sound biased coming from me, especially because I'm an Uncle Marvin fan, but I gotta call it like it is, bruh. Your boy London Brown been acting ever since season 5 has started. And I'm only expecting his acting performances to get better in these next upcoming episodes of Raising Kanan. But far as Jukebox getting into the drug game, bruh, I'm happy that she's finally getting off the sideline and getting into the mix. Because Jukebox been dying to get into the game ever since she caught her first body. Ever since she caught that first kill, bruh, she's been ready to get into the mix like I said, and been ready to put in some work in the streets. And now that Jukebox is going to be working for Marvin, aka getting involved in the drug game, I'm definitely expecting her character to begin to start acting like the crazy version of her character on OG Power in these next upcoming episodes of Raising Kanan. We only got 5 more episodes left, and we all know that eventually Jukebox is going to catch her next kill in these next upcoming episodes before season 5 is over with. So, like I said, definitely expecting Jukebox to become more like the crazy version of her character that we saw back on OG Power, and I can't wait to see what's next for Jukebox's character in these next upcoming episodes of Raising Kanan. And now that her character has finally entered the drug game, going into these last 5 episodes of the season. Now, moving on to Kanan and Raq, the next thing I'm going to talk about in this video is both Kanan and Raquel growing their business operations out on the streets, and the events that led up to both of them making moves against each other's business operations in this episode. Now, at the beginning of this episode, Kane and Breeze rolled up on Unique's old crew and tried to convince Unique's old crew in this episode to start working for both of them and claiming Unique's old territory for themselves, now that it's up for grabs ever since Unique has left town, because they assumed that Breeze has something to do with Akbar getting killed back in episode 2, and since Unique wasn't in the picture anymore, Unique's old crew decided to stay loyal to Unique and claim Unique's old corners for themselves. And when Unique's old crew refused to get down with both Breeze and Kanan, Breeze ends up smoking one of Unique's crew members right there on the spot, as Kanan let off a few shots and fired at the remaining crew members that ran. Now, while Breeze and Kanan were handling business in Queens, across the bridge in Manhattan, in this episode we saw Raquel begin to launch her new business operation in Manhattan with the help of both Flossie Siegel and Pino Bernardi. We all know back in episode 2, Raquel made a connection with both Flossie Siegel and Pino Bernardi after Stefano's hating ass warned Raquel in that episode that he's going to put out hitters on both her and Marvin if he finds out about them still working in Queens. And Flossie played a key role in this episode, helping out Raquel with starting up her business out in Manhattan by introducing Raquel to her trusted escort workers that she works with and using these escort workers that she trusts to move Raquel's product across Manhattan. And one of the escort workers that Flossie recruited to help out with Raquel's operation was a character by the name of Tina. And I know a lot of y'all had some questions about this character and wonder if this character was playing the role of Sean's mom Jarita from OG Power. It's been a lot of talks about who this character is and if this could be Jarita or not, but there is still a possibility that this Tina character could be Jarita, especially since we know that she's an escort worker and she could be using a fake name or something like that. And I still do expect Jarita's character to pop up in these next upcoming episodes of Raising Kanan, but as of now, this character name is Tina, but this still could be Sean's mom Jarita from OG Power. And just using Tina as a fake name since she's an escort worker like I said. Now with Raquel getting her operation up and running out in Manhattan, Stefano's hating ass decided to take a trip out to Manhattan in this episode to have a conversation with Pino to express to Pino that he doesn't like like the fact that he's working with Raquel. And I'm glad Pino put Stefano in his place in this episode and told Stefano that Raquel is not the reason why he got stabbed up by Phil Russo. Because Stefano has been acting like a straight up crybaby ever since this season has started and constantly complaining and blaming Raquel for the stuff that he got involved in with Phil Russo. Maybe it's just me, but his character is really starting to get on my goddamn nerves with all this bitching and complaining that he's been doing about Raquel and the stuff that she got going on down in Manhattan. And sooner than later, bruh, Raquel is going to have to handle Stefano, goddammit. She's going to have to handle him. Because I definitely see Stefano being a problem for Raquel in these next upcoming episodes of Raising Kanan, especially now that he knows about her working out in Manhattan with Pino Bernardi and Flossie Siegel. There's no way I'm expecting Stefano hating ass to just let Raquel live and do her own thing and worry about her own business that she got going on out in Manhattan. And I do expect Raquel and Stefano to eventually clash with each other at some point before the season is over with. And let's just hope and pray your boy Stefano becomes a pack, goddammit, and he doesn't make it out of this season alive. So, after Stefano's conversation with Pino, Stefano invited Kanan to his bar to have a conversation with him about Raquel doing business out in Manhattan and working with both Pino Bernardi and Flossie Siegel, venting his frustrations to Kanan and letting it be known to him as well that he doesn't like the fact that Raquel has figured out a way to keep her business up and running and setting up her business out in Manhattan working with Pino Bernardi because he feels like Raquel is embarrassing him by doing that. And Stefano wanted to check with Kanan to make sure that his issues with Raquel doesn't interfere with his business between Kanan because things could get messy between him and Raquel. Somewhat indicating, in my opinion, that he's going to try to make a move against Raquel in these next upcoming episodes and try to take her out. And Kanan really wasn't tripping off of what Raquel had going on out in Manhattan because it wasn't affecting him or what he had going on out in Queens. And for the first time ever, bruh, I honestly believe this little nigga when he said he did not care about Raquel's business or what she had going on out in Manhattan until Raquel started messing with his business, bruh. Because from watching this scene between Kanan and Stefano, in my opinion, it don't seem like this little nigga Kanan really wants anything to happen to Raquel. And he's hesitant on really wanting something bad to happen to his mom. I believe Kanan when he said he didn't give a damn about what Raquel was doing or what she had going on out in Manhattan until Raquel did what she did in this episode by messing with both Kanan and Breeze's business. Because before Kanan had this conversation with Stefano, Marvin pulled up on Kanan to have a conversation with him after he heard on the streets that Kanan is allegedly working with Unique and also learned about Kanan linking up with Breeze as well. And we all know from the exclusive clip of this scene between both Marvin and Kanan that was released a few weeks ago, Marvin got upset with Kanan and had to check him and put him in his place after Kanan offered Marvin a job and offered Marvin to come work for both him and Breeze. I ain't go front. Your boy Kanan had me cracking up when he kicked Marvin out of his house and told him to stay up, gangster. I ain't gonna lie, Kanan had me cracking up when he said that shit, bro. Kanan had me cracking the hell up. I'm really disappointed in Marvin if you ask me, because Marvin was supposed to kick that door down and whoop Kanan's ass after he said that shit. But instead of him kicking that door down and whooping Kanan's ass for saying something slick to him, he decided to run back and tell Raquel about Kanan and Breeze working together and told Rock about Kanan offering Marvin a job. And instead of Raquel minding her own goddamn business, bruh, and worried about the stuff that she got going on out in Manhattan, like I swear, bruh, it seemed like nobody couldn't mind their own goddamn business in this episode, in my opinion. It really seemed like everybody had their nose in other people's business instead of worrying about their own goddamn business. Raquel decided to hire some hitters in this episode to shoot up both Breeze and Kanan's corners as a way to send a message to Breeze and Kanan, pissing off both Breeze and Kanan in this episode when they found out about their corners getting shot up. So, as a way for Kanan to get back at Raquel and mess with her business operation, Kanan got in contact with Flossie at the end of the episode and pretended like he needed Flossie's escort service, and Flossie ended up sending Taina to deliver some product to the location where Kanan was at, not knowing that the new client that Flossie wanted Taina to meet up with was Kanan. And now, 9 times out of 10, bruh, Kanan is going to use Taina as a way to mess with Raquel's business out in Manhattan. And based off of the episode 4 trailer, it's definitely looking like Kanan is about to mess with Raquel's operation out in Manhattan. It's looking like Kanan is about to find out from Taina about how Raquel is moving her way in this next upcoming episode. And Kanan, along with a couple of his soldiers, are about to rob Taina and the rest of Flossie's escort workers in episode 4. And the only person I'm blaming for this back and forth between Kanan and Raquel, bruh, is Stefano, goddammit. I'm blaming him for this. Raquel gets some blame for this as well, because she had no business messing with both Kanan and Breeze's business in the first place. But Kanan wouldn't have never known how to get in touch with Flossie in the first place if it wasn't for Stefano hating ass running his mouth to Kanan in this episode and telling him about Raquel's business. And eventually at some point before this season is over with, bruh, Kanan and Raquel is going to have to get on the same page with each other to fight a common enemy that they got, which is both Stefano and Snaps and Pops, goddammit. Because I'm pretty sure sooner than later, Kanan is going to realize that Snaps, Pops, and Stefano is running game on him and using Kanan for their own benefits. I definitely believe when Kanan realized that both Snaps and Pops and Stefano has been running game on him and playing Kanan against his mom the whole entire time, I believe we're going to see both Kanan and Raquel come together and figure out a way to neutralize Stefano's snaps and pops by the end of the season. I'm definitely expecting that. But until then, definitely expecting Kanan and Raquel to continue to bump heads with each other until the truth is revealed about Snaps, Pops, and Stefano's real intentions when it comes to them working with Kanan and using Kanan for their own benefits. But other than that, I ain't got too much else to say about this episode. I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. If you made it to the end of this video and you like the video that I uploaded and created, tap in with me and hit that like button and that hype button to help this video get recommended across the algorithm. Hit the post bell notification button to support the channel and to get updated on all content I post on my channel. And leave your predictions and theories down below in the comment box, and that's just that. I'ma see y'all later. Y'all take care. Y'all be safe. Stay out the way and stay prayed up. Much love to y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all be safe. And I'll see y'all next time.